Hello and welcome to a new video presented by Stein Investments. In today's video I'd like to present you the first version of Easy Trade, our super simple trade manager designed for the needs of our customers, and I would say we just start with the Easy Trade properties before we see it in action and explain how we like to continue with the development of this tool and its features. So here are the Easy Trade properties, starting with a main settings section where you can define if you want to require a profit target for each of your trades. Then you define your magic number and you can set a strategy command that is printed to all your trades, so you can separate different strategies and it's easier to review the different strategies in hindsight if you have separate commands for them. By default, it's enabled that every trade taken will be recorded and saved as a screenshot, so you can do your review afterwards and add the screenshots to your trading journal, and I'll show you later on where you'll find them. Then we have an option to ask a confirmation when using a close button. So if you say, I'd like to close the trades of this symbol, or you like to close all trades of this open basket, then you're asked for a separate confirmation just to avoid any unwanted trade close operations in case you clicked on it by mistake. Then we have the risk and volume settings. By default it's set to fixed lot size and you define the lot size you want to trade here below, but you can of course also use risk from stop loss and percentage capital. That's what I use by default because I usually trade with a percentage risk of 0.25 on every trade I take. Then we have the trades basket settings where you define how you want to have your trades managed. So we don't use a trailing stop for each and every single trade. We'll add that in the next release afterwards in the next month, but right now we start with those functions I mainly used, and that's a basket trailing. So if I have several trades open, the Easy Trade Manager monitors the profit, and here you can define when it's triggered and how far the trailing is to the current profit. So if you have reached a profit of $10 for example, your basket trailing will save you 5 of this $10 for sure. So if the profit of this basket reaches $10 and goes back down to 5, then all trades will be exited, and this assures that you save most of your profits depending on how you define the limits here. Then we have also a basket profit target, which is enabled here in this section. We can do this straight away like this one as well. And here you can define if all my trades reach $20 of profits, then all of them will be closed. It's a pretty useful feature I really like and use very often because it provides me some security in case I'm not at my desk and my trades are monitored and my profits are saved as I want. Last but not least, we have the basket close at a given date and time. This is especially relevant if you're trading towards the end of the week or the end of the trading day and you say, okay, I want to have my trades closed at the end of the New York session or at the end of the London session or right before the weekend starts. So you can set a single date here and define when you want to close this trade. So in our example, 2025, 05, 01, and then I will say I'd like to have my trades closed at 20 or 8 p.m. in the US. So this basket close timeout in minutes defines how long the trade manager tries to exit your trades. Usually it's done on the first attempt, but in some cases, maybe due to a spread limit or your broker doesn't react at all, the trade manager tries to close your basket for 10 minutes before it stops this operation. The next section is about the design, and you can pretty much configure it to your needs, starting with the sorting of the buttons. And this is the button sorting seen by default, and you can change it to 3 different ones depending on where you want to place your Easy Trade panel. I just show you how it works, and now you have the close buttons here on the left side if you use it like this, and then you have buy and sell here, or if you prefer a different sorting, then you can set it as you like with this drop down selection. Then we have the line styles, the line colors, the open line, etc., etc., the line label settings. So I use a higher font size here so you can see the values better, and the graphics settings is 125% zoom, which is this one here as default. Of course, if you prefer a smaller or bigger one, you can change it to every value you like between 75 and 250%. I'll keep this default, and now I would say we'll go into the details of the Easy Trade panel. The Easy Trade panel contains several useful features and sections. This one is the market section where you perform what you want to execute. The tips section gives you tips about what you are currently hovering your mouse over. And you see here, for example, this button shows and hides the report panel, can be on here. So there it is. And you can hide it as well, and it will be placed again where you saved it the last time. Here you can deactivate the tip section completely, and if you want a super compact design, then just double click in the footer and you have only the 4 core buttons you need for trading. This button here takes a screenshot of your chart. Let's enable the tips, then you see it. Take a screenshot of the current chart, and this is in case you just like to save an interesting chart setup but don't want to trade. So just take a screenshot and Easy Trade will save it to the corresponding folder. And while talking about it, you have to open your terminal's data folder to find these screenshots. They are saved under MQL5 files, and then you have Easy Trades, and this is stored by months, so you have a better sorting. I know it from experience. The longer you trade, the better and more important this sorting is, and so you can easily track all your trades and the interesting chart setups you are monitoring. It's especially relevant if you are writing a trading journal like in OneNote or in any other app where you want to track your performance and want to achieve improvements, and so these trade screenshots are especially relevant. Trading is really extremely easy. You start with buy, then you get a hint that the SL is on the wrong side with the mouse pointer here on this side, and there you have it. You can set the SL, and you see in the line label the information where you set the SL, how far the SL is away in pips, then what volume will be executed with this stop loss line, the risk you set in percent, in my case 0.25, which is equal to a value of $23.09. And if I place it here with this volume, the risk will result in an effective risk of $21.30 or $22.88, depending on where I set it. What is essential here is that the value of your stop loss risk is always smaller than the one you set as maximum in the properties. So just place the SL here and the trade will be immediately executed. I know that pending orders are currently missing, but we plan to enable it for the next release. Right now we have only direct buy and sell market orders. The pending order options will be added later on. And just in case you have some ideas you like to see in this trade manager, just drop us a line and we'll be happy to integrate them based on your needs, because our goal is to provide you the perfect trade management solution you need. So if you like to close this trade or close this basket, then just close the symbol. In this case, it will close only the trade here taken on Euro USD. And while we enable this extra confirmation, you'll see this pop-up. Then you confirm and the trade will be closed. Let's open another one. Done. And if we now click here on the report panel button, you see details about what's going on in your account. There is the profit. We have currently a small profit. Our maximum risk set with this stop loss is $22.66. Trailing profit will be triggered at $10 and the target profit is $20. If we now switch to another pair like New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and we open another trade here, another buy, then this new trade is also considered and the risk is now $44.42, which contains the Euro US dollar trade and this New Zealand dollar US dollar trade. And I really love this feature because it tells you clearly what you're risking with your trading activities, and it avoids over trading because you can clearly see, hey, if it's too much risk, then either better stop, or if you say, okay, there is a good opportunity and I have only a few positions open and there's still plenty of risk left I'm feeling comfortable with, then you can trade ongoing. With these two trades, the basket trailing has been already triggered here and both trades have been exited right now. And you see there is an info on every action EasyTrade does, and it tells you exactly what happened. So in this case, both trades have been closed due to basket trailing. That's pretty much it for the first release of Easy Trades, which has the goal to simplify your risk management and trading activities, and will come up with further interesting features like the integration of an automatic news calendar and further trade operations as the pending orders, as I said earlier in this video. So I hope you like it. Looking forward to your feedback and your ideas. We are open to everything. Just send what you have in mind and what you really need, and we can discuss it and think about how to realize it as soon as possible to provide you one of the best, if not the best, trade management tool in the MetaTrader world. Thanks for your attention and see you in the next one.